How to start investing in real estate? That's what you want to know? I knew there was something I liked about you. You ready? Let's go. All right, so by the time we're done, you're gonna have 5 solid places to start investing in real estate. And I'll even give you access to my funds to pull off the 5th one and be able to do it by the end of the month even. Guaranteed. And I'm gonna be straight with you. If you've ever had a landlord, you probably don't dream of being one. You know, taking late night calls about overflowing toilets and oversized bugs doesn't seem like the most glamorous job. But done right, real estate investing can be very lucrative, if not flashy. It can also help diversify your existing investment portfolio and can produce additional income streams. And many of the best real estate investments don't require showing up at a tenant's every beck and call either. You can get people for that. Real estate has created more wealth for more people than anything else, and more people are recognizing that. Yet the problem is that many new aspiring investors don't know how to start. So I came up with 5 places where anyone can get started, ranging from low maintenance to high, just in case you do dream of becoming a landlord. Number 1, buy REIT'S. These are real estate investment trusts. So REIT'S, they allow you to invest in real estate without the physical part of real estate. Often compared to mutual funds, there are companies that own commercial real estate, such as office buildings and retail spaces, apartments, and hotels. Now these REITs, they tend to pay high dividends, which makes them a common investment in retirement. And investors who don't need or want the regular income can automatically reinvest those dividends to grow their investments further. Now, new investors should generally stick to publicly traded REITs, which you can purchase through a brokerage firm, just like you would a mutual fund. And you can get that done before the end of the day. Number 2, use an online real estate investing platform. You know, if you're familiar with companies such as Prosper and Lending Club, which connect borrowers to investors willing to lend them money for various personal needs, such as a wedding or home renovation, you're going to understand online real estate investing. These platforms, they connect real estate developers to investors who want to finance projects, either through debt or equity. Now, the investors, they hope to receive monthly or quarterly distributions in exchange for taking on a significant amount of risk and paying a fee to the platform. Like many real estate investments, these are speculative and illiquid. You can't easily unload them the way that you can trade a REIT. The rub here is that you may need money to make money. Many of these platforms are open only to accredited investors. Now, there are alternatives for those who can't meet the accredited investor requirement. Those include companies like Fundrise and Realty Mogul. Number 3, think about investing in rental properties. You know, my grandparents, they didn't intend to become real estate investors when they bought their first California home in their 20s. And shortly after, my grandpa's job transferred him to another state. And instead of selling their home, they rented it out. Now, it was a few years before they returned to California, and with the exception of a few hiccups with their tenant, it went pretty smoothly. So they bought another. And they do it again every year or so. And it wasn't long before the income from their properties replaced one of their salaries. And a few years later, they had replaced both of their salaries, both retiring in their late 40s. But it all started with that one accidental rental. And you can start intentionally with a very small down payment by using your FHA loan. Now, you do have to initially live in the property as your primary residence per the FHA rules, but you can still rent out a room or two to get on the income property track. And then in a year or so, maybe you can refinance and buy another property, like my grandparents did, and then repeat the process, like they did. Slow and steady wins the race. But as they experienced, their financial freedom came to them much faster than it would have had they stuck with their jobs and not invested in those rentals. Like they always said, real estate, it's not get rich quick, but it is getting rich a whole lot quicker than working a job. And if you like the idea of your real estate making money so you don't have to work a job, let me know by hitting the like button. And if you take your real estate investing seriously, subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to get notified when new videos are released. Number 4, consider flipping properties. It's like this. You invest in an underpriced home in need of a little love, you renovate it as inexpensively as possible, and then resell it for a profit. As you probably know, this is called house flipping. The strategy, though, it's a wee bit harder than how they make it look on TV. You see, what they don't show you on TV is the bigger element of risk, because so much of the math behind flipping requires a very accurate estimate of how much repairs are going to cost, and an honest contractor that can come in on time and on budget, which is not easy to do. So if you do start here, I suggest finding an experienced partner for your first 1 or 2. For example, maybe you bring the capital to the party and a contractor that you trust brings the labor. Lots of risk with fix and flipping though. I mean, the longer it takes for you to fix, the longer it takes for you to sell. And that can gobble up your profits because you're likely making payments to some sort of financing without the property generating any income. Now, some people, they will lower their risk by living in the house as they fix it up. Now, this works as long as most of the updates are cosmetic and you don't mind a little bit of dust. Now, number 5, consider flipping properties without fixing them up. Meaning, leave that to somebody else. Rather than you selling your flip to the homeowner types, you sell to the fix and flipper types. It works like this. You find an off-market deal that needs some fixing, you make an offer, and the seller signs your contract. You then market the opportunity, the property, to other investors that want to do the fixing to flip. And when you find a willing and able investor with cash in hand, you sell them the contract and let them close the deal. So you're not really flipping real estate, you're flipping real estate contracts. And the secret to doing this and doing it well and doing it often is by buying low and selling low. So you can do this quickly. Speed is the name of the game here because your contract with the seller, it's got an expiration date on it. So you have to flip the contract before it expires while still allowing enough time for your investor buyer, the fix and flipper, to close the deal. And if you like this idea, if you like how it sounds and you want to look a little bit deeper, I've got 2 options for you. The first place, join me for the Legends Challenge, where I'll work right alongside you and mentor you for the entire challenge to get a deal done in 10 days or less. That's the plan. Go to thelegendschallenge.com for the details and we'll get it done together. Now, the second place, I'll give you access to my funds to do these one-day quick flips that my students are doing. And you can take a look at how you can pull this off in your market right now at mattsfreetraining.com. Like all investment decisions, the best real estate investments are the ones that best serve you, the investor. So think about how much time you have, how much capital you're willing to invest, and whether you want to be the one who deals with household issues when they inevitably come up. So if you don't have DIY skills, consider investing in real estate through a REIT or a crowdfunding platform rather than directly in a property. But if you want to get your hands a little bit dirty, join me for the Legends Challenge or go to mattsfreetraining.com. I'll put both of those links in the description below. That's all for now. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Take care.